Secondly, we need to say no to well-meaning people when they conflict with God. So if people, even if they mean well, if they're trying, and if their purpose is good, and their intentions, that's okay. Their intentions are good. Sometimes what they're asking us to do is goes against what God wants us to do. And so in those places in life, we have to be able to say no. Look at Galatians chapter 2. Galatians chapter 2, we'll begin reading at verse 11. Paul writes, "Now when Peter had come to Antioch, I withstood him to his face, because he was to be blamed." Now understand, this is Paul writing about Peter, two of the greats. "For before certain men came from James, he would eat with the Gentiles. But when they came, he withdrew and separated himself, fearing those who were of the circumcision." James was the leader of the church in Jerusalem. These people were, reaching out to the Jewish community for Christ, and so really and truly, the church at Jerusalem would be known as the Jewish Christian church, the Messianic Jewish church. These people were converted Jews, but Peter would go and he would fellowship with Gentiles. And when he was with the Gentiles, he would eat the things that they ate. He didn't follow the Jewish rules. But whenever someone from the Jewish church came around, someone with the Jewish background, Peter would start acting like them and following all the Jewish dietary laws, and talk about the things that made them happy, that kept them satisfied, that he was being a good Jew. And so Paul said this is wrong, and he opposed Peter about it. He confronted him. And he goes on to say, "And the rest of the Jews also played the hypocrite with him, so that even Barnabas was carried away by their hypocrisy. But when I saw that they were not straightforward about the truth of the gospel, I said to Peter before them all, 'If you, being a Jew, live in the manner of Gentiles and not of the Jews, why do you compel Gentiles to live as Jews?'" The Jewish Christians in that day were accusing Paul, basically, of watering down the particulars of the gospel. They still clung to some of those Jewish practices that had their forefathers had so faithfully kept down through the generations. Circumcision, the law. These things were important to them. And now Paul was saying, believe on Christ and you'll be saved.